Man, I remember when I was in college, first time I met a nigga from Chicago. And we was in a good college. We went to Cornell University with this nigga Raymond Webb was like Vice Lords. Vice Lords. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Because, at that time, we didn't really have gangs in New York. We thought, New York was grimy. We thought New York was rough. But when this nigga started talking about Vice Lords and Gangsta the I was like, what? Like, that shit was scary, man.
Yeah, I remember like even coming here back in the days when it wasn't like that,
Right.
and I was like, damn, Chicago rough.
Right.
We got gang banging like a mother, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was way more crazy back then. Like back then, we had problems with colors back then.
Right.
Like now, they don't even see that. But back then, you might get whooped or shot if you got your hat turned the wrong way,
Right.
or if you got on black and gold in a gangster neighborhood because they wear certain colors, or you got, vice versa. So it's crazy.
So if I was to do a tour of, what if I was to do a complete tour of Chicago today, man, I'm not wearing no hat. Because, you know what I'm saying? That shit is too
You
complicated.
straight today though,
all black, like all black.
But they might get on dummy though. Like they, wearing a hat the wrong way could cause a reason for somebody to get on bullshit with
Right.
you. But you cool though. Like they don't be taking it that deep.
That's crazy. Now you grew up, man, single family house, single parent household. How many siblings? And you were the oldest.
Yeah, but I had my two brothers and my sister.
How was it, man? Like, what were your dreams like growing up? In the hood in K Town.
Man, as a shorty, I was in the art a lot, but
Okay.
I was considered one of them different kids.
What kind of
so
art?
Portrait art.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can sit here and draw you and shit. See how you chilling and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can-
Pencils? You was ill with the pencils?
Pencil or pen.
Oh, that's
I like
crazy.
to draw with like an ink pen.
Right.
Scribble it out. Yeah.
I didn't
And
know that.
I won some medals and shit like that. I held it down in school for a while. I actually survived a long time off of drawing.
Really?
Like before I started working jobs, that was my little hustle. I would draw whatever was hot at the time.
And sell them?
Yeah.
How much would you sell them for? Like,
It'd be different, man. I would sell something for $30, $40. I would sell something
what?
for a few $100s sometimes.
What?
Yeah.
So at what point? Because that was your first love.
Yeah.
It's crazy because my first love was drawing as well, drawing and painting. And now I haven't touched a pen or a pencil in goddamn 20 years. And
You
people
gotta
like,
go back in. I'm telling
you still draw?
I dabble every once in a while.
Right.
One time I called Chief Keef. I saw a picture of him that you'll see a picture and it'll put you in that zone.
Right.
And it put me in that zone and I drew it out with a pen. And he saw it and she was like, "Damn, you got that picture?" Like he saw it and it tripped him out that I actually drew it.
Yo, Twist. You got you. That's money right now. Because you're a famous dude.
Yeah,
I'm saying
gotta get it
portraits,
in, right?
portraits. By put out a coffee table book. You know what I'm saying? You can have a yo. Come on, man.
Yeah. Man, I got
Yo, I'm telling you, that's you leaving money on the table right now,
I'm gonna
sir.
send you a nice gift if I pick it up. Come back, Jack. You got a nice rollie or something.
I need that green box, man. But so you wanted to be an artist when you were growing up, and you had good teachers in the whole nine, and
That artist and a barber.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
but it's the same
cut
thing.
some hair pretty
It's the
good.
same thing.
Yeah, it's the same.
Same thing. So
same shit.
So what was your first rap experience? When did you hear this shit? Because we came up in an era where we remember vividly where there was no rap.
Yeah.
And then what was the first rap experience that you had and was like, oh, this is that guy. This is it.
I don't know, man. That first shit, probably sitting in the car and the first thing I probably heard was "Don't push me."
Oh my
'cause
God.
I'm close to. Yeah, that was probably the first thing I
The
heard.
message.
So I'm listening to that, and I'm starting to hear. Who was I starting to hear? Curtis Blow. I'm starting to hear all of this stuff. I'm starting to hear Run DMC. So I didn't want to rap. It just had me excited at this point. So I'm hearing early Run DMC. I think when it started to sink in a little bit, and it was crazy. I don't know why this song, but it was fucking a Beastie Boy song.
Which one?
You know what I'm saying?
Slow and Low?
Yeah, with the whistle in it. Yo, Leroy.
Oh, Brass Monkey. No, not Brass Monkey. Yo, I'm gonna look that shit up right now. I'm
You
gonna
know
look
what
that.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not drunk.
So-
Hold up.
so-
It's on- you know what I'm
So
saying?
it was the
I'm
Beastie
listening-
Boys.
A fucking Beastie Boys song got me excited on some crazy level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening to everything though, a little bit of everything. I would hear some like what made me want to start rapping though, like actually get in it. The fucking Fat Boys made me want to rap.
Yo, listen, I'm so glad you said that
The
because the
Fat
Fat
Boys is
Boys,
what made me. I tell everybody,
Fat Boys was no fucking joke.
man, the Fat Boys what made me
Their
want to rap.
first album
Yeah, fuck the
was to be
name. Them dudes was
them
cold.
dudes, and they had the ill
The
beats.
beats was cold.
So the Beastie, like, get the fuck out. The
Yep.
Beastie Boys and the Fat Boys. That's
Is what
amazing.
made me like actually like want to be in it.
Right.
You know, like man, I'm gonna do this shit.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
And when you started writing, man, like what was your first name at the time?
Cavalier.
Cavalier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Was my first name.
So how'd you go from Cavalier to Tongue Twister?
Because I wrote a verse called Mr. Tongue Twister.
Okay.
Yeah, and then people started referring to me as Tongue Twister.
Now, Cats wasn't rhyming that fast. We was more like the huh.
Yeah, no.
Walk into the place with my Adidas shoe. You know what I'm saying? It was like real basic. Like, how did you create?
My first rap line was, "Whenever I'm rapping, you better start clapping before I get mad and make the wrong thing happen."
Ooh.
That was my very first rap line right there. You know, yeah.
So how did you develop your flow to what you become famous for?
Because like after just like you know I was rapping and I was well educated when it came to raps, and then we had these stations in Chicago and shit that everybody else on the West Side didn't hear. It was like HPK and NUR. These was two college stations in Chicago. JP Chill, the DJ, you know, in Chicago. So I'm hearing all of this shit that nobody else heard. So it educated me in rap. And I was like a little before my time. So I'm walking around battling, doing all this, eating motherfuckers up. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, I got a little, not weary of it to that point. My creativity was growing. So I wanted to do some different shit. So I'm like, okay, I got the metaphors and shit down pat. I got to do something else. So I really, really was into rhythm, you know, the rhythm of shit. Then that's when I started changing the flow and making it sound funny and trying to come up with different styles and starting and stopping and chopping it up, you know. So that's what kind of spawned the style, is wanting to elevate from just battle rhymes and saying words just straight out. I started wanting to get funky with it, you know what I'm saying? Listen to the lyrics that I kick. Like a rap slicker, I flow quicker, I'm like slicker, so get on the love it, right? You know what I'm saying? So I started wanting to do that. And one day, I remember somebody had a
internet's just watching my man do that is fucking beautiful.
Somebody had a 6-pack one day, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I want to keep flipping that phrase 6-pack. So I was like, I open a 6-pack, get bitch till it's pitch black, throw knuckles and click gas, get you with your bitch back for talking to chit chat. Phantom's anthem, I breathe lanterns, you know what I'm saying? So I started coming with the styles with it a little bit, and it just got, you know, more and more developed as I kept rapping.
Was it a matter, because, as an MC, particularly back in that generation, it was the blueprint was basic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had cats that were pushing the game forward, like Duke Booty and Melly Mel, and you know what I'm saying? And then you met Run DMC pushed the game forward. But at the same time, like, I can't understand, was it something of being courageous? Because most cats were afraid of stepping out that pocket. Or was it just the art taking you to the next level?
It was the art, and then it was, you know, I think with some people, they just get captivated by certain shit. You know what I mean? Like, we probably all like magic on some level, but it's some little kid that saw magic and it just took his soul, you know? So with me, I was one of those kids where when I heard this rap music, it just took my soul, you know? So I'm listening to all of these different artists, and then I started to get visuals of it, videos and shit, and then, you know, and then like before, I'm gonna tell you when it raised a little bit, when I heard the show with motherfucking Dougie Fresh, that's when the cool went up some. Like, you was already cool on one, but the cool raised up a little bit
They
when I
changed
started
the
hearing
game with that,
Dougie
right?
Fresh and fucking Slick Rick. And then Lottie Dottie shit in the show. Yeah.
Yo.
So I'm like, no, see, I was doing my little beatboxing shit because of the Fat Boys, and I'm like, Dougie made me have to really take it in with the raps. I'm like, okay, no, Dougie Fresh rapping. I got to rap too, goddamn it. You know what I mean? So it was just different artists would come out and change my view. Like, one of the most important ones was LL. When he was the one that brought that lion out. Like, when I saw him and how fierce and ferocious he was, and like, you know, Crush Groove, you got Run DMC, they cool, but then here go this young
solo
dude, you know what I mean? And he come out doing this thing, like, so just, it was like some fucking X-Man shit while I'm watching this, you know what I'm saying? So it was on another level to me.
Yo, we'll edit this. Yo, Shay, can you put the clock on so I can see the clock? Thank you. we're talking about all these pioneer New York MCs and New York rappers that influence you. But one of the things I'm really, really curious about, man, is what was the rap scene in Chicago like at the time?
No rap really like that. Remember we was talking about house music.
Yes, and
So
we're gonna get into that shit.
Yeah, this was the dominant theme.
Right.
Was house music, but rap started to come into Chicago, and you're gonna die when I say this. When you started to hear motherfucking Fast Eddie. Remember Fast Eddie?
Yes.
Yeah, and Sundance, the female.
Yes.
And then remember Fast Eddie came with the fucking James Brown house beat. Why am I the most wanted MC? Because other MCs want to be like me, but they can't.
So house music,
you know what I'm saying?
House music ushered in.
Like for a lot of it, yeah. Like for me, part of it was like me wanting to pay attention to rap. Was first it was just house music. Then I seen Fast Eddie come in the club one day. I was like, damn, he doing this rap thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it just slowly came in. It was like a lot of it was the south side. So it was on the west side a little bit, but mostly like the south side of Chicago started to build up a strong rap following. And if you go in certain clubs, it was probably like a mini version of a New York club.
Right.
You know, so,
Right.
yeah.
So what gave you the fucking balls to say, you know what? There's not many of us out here. I'm gonna carry this city on my shoulders. Because that, to me, that's kind of what you did.
Really, man, like once I started switching the style up and came with certain flows and things like this, now I'm going out, I'm doing talent shows, doing stuff, and killing them. You know what I mean? People started to pay attention. So, Loud Records.
Loud Records. Were you the first artist signed to Loud Records?
Yeah.
You were the first.
Yeah, that's why I was mad when Steve Rifkin did that whole interview and I ain't see my name. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yo, you hear that, King?
Yeah.
He was the very first artist signed to Loud Records, man.
That's interesting because I always thought that
What,
it was
Alcoholics or something?
oh yeah, damn, I forgot about.
about
I was
them,
gonna say
didn't you?
Mobb Deep.
Nah, Mobb Deep was later on in the
That
day.
was way later.
Yeah.
Yo,
So it was you.
congratulate-
It was you. Yeah.
They
No,
were
you-
just a promotion company.
Right.
You had Fade Dunaway. What's up, Fade? You know, that was my guy right there. He was like the A&R there. He was working the promotion at the time, and they were in the process of transforming from a promotion company
To a
record
record level.
company.
So that's when.
and they started looking for artists.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that was working their promotion in Chicago brought the demo back from this dude named Twista because he happened to be friends with my manager at the time. So
Right.
he brought the demo back, and he heard some of the songs I had out there, like Mr. Tongue Twister, this song called Hocus Pocus. You know, when they was listening, he was vibing, and he heard
Remember
it
that.
was different. So then he talked to me on the phone, and I busted on the phone for him. Then they flew me out there.
Yo, so were you also in Unsigned Hype? Were you in Unsigned Hype?
No, this
Okay.
was way before that.
Because I remember Source had covered you a lot. So you're the first artist on.
Yeah,
on
when I walked in Loud Records, the
Right.
first thing I saw on the wall was what they was promoting, and it was Tupac, Strictly for My Niggas, had just came out.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So let's step back a little bit, man. Let's talk about the importance, man. Because like I said, we come from the same era, and even though we come from different cities, man, let's talk about the importance and the influence of house music on our culture.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, man, I was, as much as hip hop was my heart, like a lot of my soul was house music, man. You know, big up to the Paradise Garage, you know, rest in peace, Larry Levan. But that was major,
Yeah, man.
and you don't even. It's like a footnote in
Yeah.
our history right now. And what used to get me so crazy is because I was like,
transformed, I guess, like into techno and all of that.
yeah,
EDM.
but I can't even say that.
Once it became worldwide,
It ain't
everybody-
even the same. But I just remember, man, just like, you know, just being so appreciative of house music and hip hop in New York, and then being like, oh, them Chicago niggas is doing it too. Not
Yeah.
even knowing that y'all really originated that shit.
Yeah, the Chicago dudes, they originated. I remember being a shorty and, you know,
And
when
going
we
to the
go
actual
downtown,
like garage parties and the joints like that.
yeah, on Randolph and Randolph and Halsted.
Right.
That's where it went down, right
Yeah.
there on Randolph and Halsted.
So as this is happening, because like when I was coming up, I never thought that my life would be like my professional life would be directed or dictated by hip hop. I thought it might have been some house music, the whole nine. Like, did you ever think that you were gonna be a house artist or a hip hop artist, or because there was no separation in a sense.
Yeah, I'm telling you what happened in Chicago when Fast Eddie came out. It was, you had house,
Yeah.
you had hip hop.
Hip
Fast Eddie turned hip house,
house.
and it became like the combination of the two.
Yes.
You know, and me being like dead center is probably like why my rap style is the way it is. Like because I can just rap Adrenaline Rush right over a house beat. You know what I mean? So all of that kind of meshed together, and just I think that's what kind of ushered in the rap in Chicago. Was
Right.
like people.
That's
like
crazy,
Fast
man.
Eddie
Shout out to
and-
House, man.
yeah.
Shout out to Marshall Jefferson. Shout out to all the classic house music records, man, that
Yeah.
really shaped my life and shaped my worldview to this point, man.
Man,